No wonder it was so long.
Would be interested in talking with First Nations people about.
No wonder it was so long. You spoke for 5 hours?
Yeah.
You were there.
I was there.
So that's why it's so long. Okay.
It would be very interesting in
Hello, ladies.
the whole consultation.
Can he speak to you?
Yeah.
Anne, would you mind to say a few words?
A few words.
I would love
This would be good.
Here, I guess I'll say a few words.
Can we get your name first, please?
My name is Ann Pohl, ANNPOHL. I'm with Upriver Environment Watch in Kent County.
So you had some concerns about Lapierre's report and looking for a review of that. What response did you get?
The Ombudsman asked us a lot of questions about our document, which has been circulated publicly, and also asked a lot of other questions. We have some further research to do. He's got some further research to do, so the conversation is ongoing.
What is the main point you made to him?
Well, my main point is that we wouldn't have the situation we have right now in Kent County if Dr. Lapierre had done proper research, if he had had the credentials and the capacity to do the research properly, if the government had ensured that the person that they were hiring was doing a good job and had done the proper job in terms of consultation, because it wasn't a valid consultation process.
So does that invalidate
Does that invalidate it?
the report?
In my mind it does. Are you asking in the Ombudsman's mind? You'd have to ask him.
So I'm asking you.
In my mind, it invalidates all of the shale gas development initiatives of the government if they're operating on flawed research.
So what's the next step with the Ombudsman now?
Well, we have some further research and documentation to work on, and so does he.
But will he do some kind of, what he's going to do exactly? He's going to review the report, or what he's going to do?
He's got 1,000 documents in there, or more than 1,000 documents. And the ones he can't do anything about, he was very clear today, the ones he can't do anything about are the ones that say, I don't like shale gas. He has no mandate in that area. He's dealing with due process of government, whether government functioned properly, fairly, ethically, appropriately on behalf of New Brunswickers. Those are his. That's where his mandate is. So, that's why we got called in for the meeting. Is my understanding is because that's what our letter spoke to. Our letter spoke specifically to that. And if people have more information specifically related to the unfair process of government, in particular the Lapierre consultations, or sham consultations, I would call them, then he might be interested in getting that. But right now he's got such a backlog. We were in there. It's a tiny office and not very many staff, and he can't handle a whole bunch more people telling him, I don't like shale gas. Speak to the issues that he can actually deal with.
Are you satisfied with the meeting you had?
I'm very satisfied that our appeal was taken so seriously. I mean, it was hardly in his hands for a few minutes before we got an email asking us for a meeting. So I think we're in a positive situation in terms of being taken seriously and professionally by the government for the first time, by someone working for the government.
You said you had some more homework to do. What do you have to do now?
Well, actually, it's hard to read the Ombudsman's Act on the internet, so now I got a real copy of the Ombudsman's Act. I can see where our issues really fit in. But I think there's some additional information that we can forward pertaining to that whole supposed consultation process, and the way in which New Brunswickers' informed scientific information has been overlooked by this government in favor of a flawed research document by a discredited scholar, former, I don't know what you call him at this point. And that includes the report of the Chief Medical Officer of Health, which was pure acclaimed. So, I think there's some more information that we can document and bring forward to him.
And what are you expecting the Ombudsman will do?
Continue to do his job.
What's his job?
His job is to, as I described before, it's to investigate whether or not government is operating fairly, Its processes are fair and inclusive, and he asked us a lot of questions.
He wants to find out if proper procedure was followed.
Well, that's
his
one way,
job.
That's his. In short form, I guess that's his job. But he asked a lot of questions about the actual consultation process, and I asked him specifically because I said, in my mind, you know, there's two avenues of consultation here in New Brunswick. There's the one that has to do with the First Nations people, and that's one set of consultation that should be happening, you know, under one umbrella, and but certainly involving the government of New Brunswick. And then there's the consultation process for what we'll have to call, for the sake of argument, non-native New Brunswickers. I asked him because I feel that First Nations people don't understand that this office is here, and that they have the option to come here and to bring their concerns to him about the consultation process that has affected them so directly and puts all of us in Kent County at risk right now, the fact that that consultation process hasn't happened properly. So I asked him in particular, would he welcome First Nations people to come to him with their concerns around the consultation process, and he said yes.
Thank you.
I have to go to work.
Good job.